I know you guys have been asking and talking about Basketball Wives, and now we are talking about it as if it could not get any worse. The possibility that Evelyn Lozada and Shaquille O'Neal had a relationship of some sort when he was married to Shawnee O'Neal appears to have been exposed. Now, Shaquille O'Neal acknowledged that he was essentially a cheater. Although he has never acknowledged any involvement with Evelyn Lozada, do you believe he would do so now? As for Evelyn Lozada and the rumor that she purportedly had a relationship of some kind with Shaquille O'Neal, this topic is brought up again in this season of Basketball Wives. Additionally, Laura talks about Jackie Christie and the information she knows about the incident. Before we go into this story, guys, please remember to like, share, and, if you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Additionally, if you have a subscription, make sure to turn on bell notifications so you do not miss any videos. We are all aware of the long-standing rumor that suggested Evelyn Lozada might have had a romantic involvement with Shaq, the ex-husband of Shawnee O'Neal. Let us return to the source of this rumor for a moment. Actually, it was Tammy Roman who made the implication that something had happened, and if you recall, it was during a Basketball Wives episode. Since Jennifer had somehow informed Tammy of this specific, item that she had learned about Evelyn, there was supposedly a secret that Tammy was aware of. Now, remember that this was when Evelyn Lozada and Jennifer Williams had a falling out. However, some of Jennifer's previous remarks seemed to indicate that Evelyn's daughter was, as you may remember, having a lot of relations with other men. Therefore, it appears that some of that stuff has, partially come to pass. Why then is this tale still circulating? It is still bothering people. And if you look at Shawnee's response, it appears that she may have heard something but is unsure of how to respond. It has since been suggested that Marlon Yates, rather not Shaquille O'Neal, was the NBA player Evelyn was teasing. But let us sort of get into what actually happened when this subject was mentioned on the show, since for some reason, people keep linking her to Shaquille O'Neal. After that, we will discuss the future and what will look. Guys, if you remember, it was revealed a number of seasons ago that Evelyn Lozada with Shaquille O'Neal or had some sort of relationship with him. As you may remember, it originated with her good friend, Miss Jennifer Williams. As Evelyn previously mentioned, Jennifer was the only person who had extensive knowledge about her. This information was actually given by Jennifer, who later, denied saying it, but I believe she acknowledged that she had said it. However, it appears that Evelyn and Shawnee's discomfort was evident throughout this conversation. It was nearly a gotcha. Therefore, it just did not appear to be a lie. First of all, Evelyn burst into tears. It simply did not seem right. Well, the reason I am discussing this is because it has resurfaced. My goodness, I am wondering why this keeps happening if it is so false. It nearly seems to be true in some way. Thus, the girls are talking about it once more in this next episode. Let us see what they have to say about what truly transpired between Evelyn and Shaquille O'Neal. What are Jackie and Laura saying? This scenario, which will occur in the next episode, is going to get rather serious since Laura co-signs the agreement and Jackie Christie brings up the issue between Evelyn Lozada and Shaquille O'Neal. Now, you are going to witness Evelyn become quite agitated, and she even swore at Jackie, it just seems like there is something related to this topic because it never stops and has resurfaced, which is why we are discussing it. Most people do not get offended when it is a falsehood. Once more, this is the scene that will be seen in the next episode. But what I am going to do is play that little clip of when things start to get serious and they start talking about Evelyn Lozada and this alleged relationship or affair that she had with Shawnee O'Neal's ex-husband.
My God, who's she talking about? It's someone's mission to be messy.
Apparently, she's talking about me.
I try not to have weird energy, but two can play that game.
There was rumors years ago that Evelyn and Shawnee's ex had had some. Laura said she had heard the same rumor. Which you never,
You should fix your house before you try to come clean somebody else's.
just get ready for all the smoke.
Basketball.
The Donnie book is becoming quite popular. So, folks, I went ahead and took the old tweets from the actual time this issue happened. As I mentioned earlier, they are now discussing this topic once more on Basketball Wives. However, as you can all see, Shawnee O'Neal was certainly in her feelings, which is why I suggest that there might be some truth to it. You saw her expression after all. Usually when someone does not believe something, they just say, I do not believe that. But the expression on her face she looked very much like she was angry. However, damn, who is my friend? She said when I attempted to retrieve her tweets from that time. That only proves that she was considering this and attempting to comprehend it. Is this something that is true? You know exactly why you brought this BS rumor up to Shawnee and the program to start problems. Because you are messy as F, Evelyn said on social media, claiming that it was a hoax. This is how Evelyn responded to Jennifer and Tammy. As you may remember, Evelyn attempted to convince Shawnee that it was untrue, but I simply would not believe it if someone told me this about one of my friends. Now, gentlemen, the tweets get longer and longer when we examine them more closely. In particular, Evelyn's defense of herself is extremely guilty. This is what Evelyn said in her subsequent tweet. Tammy wanted to destroy my bond with Shawnee and my friendship with Jen. There were no receipts, so nobody could locate them. Evil as F. She continues by saying, there was a plan a year ago, so I'm not only blaming Tammy, I'm blaming Jen as well. The idea was to pull me down by returning to the play through Tammy, Jennifer said. I have not watched Basketball Wives yet, Jennifer said. I will say this though, no matter how angry I was at Evelyn, I should never have taken part in such nonsense. However, Jennifer never claimed to have lied. Well, it appears that Jennifer gave the facts, but I do not think she lied. Since she and Evelyn Laughs were not friends, I think she shared the facts she knew about Evelyn. You are aware of how some people behave. They divulge all of your secrets when you are not pals. Jennifer continues, the second thing is this. In this SHIT that has taken place over the years, nobody is innocent. She then asserts that no one is innocent, implying that she and Evelyn attempted to leap on the girl when they ran over the table. Jennifer was at odds with her since she was doing so much by now. Guys, but Jennifer never claimed to have lied. Here are some additional tweets from Evelyn, guys. Evelyn now sent back-to-back tweets. Again, I feel really bad about this. Here are a few more now. It is very unfortunate that they have such a deep-seated hatred for me that you did not consider the impact this would have on Shawnee's family, her ex-husband, and her children, she stated. When I learned that Jen discussed this alleged story with Tammy, I was devastated. Even if we had our problems, I would never deliberately try to destroy her. She waited even though she knew a year ago. However, I apologize. However, she preferred to delegate her dirty tasks to others. Observe the witch hunt. As you may remember, Tammy claimed to have been aware of this a year prior. I'm not sure why it seems phony that she knew about this a year ago. I am simply bringing this up again because you guys will be seeing it in the next show, which is scheduled for next week. Tell me what you think then. Over the past month or two, you guys have been discussing this in the chat, and it is now becoming a topic of discussion on Basketball Wives. And because I cannot tell if this is a falsehood or simply a rumor, why does it keep coming up? It appears like maybe this really happened. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Of course, gentlemen, please remember to like, share, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Additionally, if you have a subscription, please make sure you click the bell notification so you do not miss any videos.